Hello, today we're getting rid of these great big ugly turn signals and replacing them with some mini super bright LED turn signals that won't be quite as ugly. Anyhow, the ones I have are made by Quasco. I got them off Amazon. They're quite small as you can see, but man are they bright. We're also going to replace the license plate bolts with some bolt lights. Hook those to the turn signals as well. It's going to be a pretty cool setup when we're done. To make it happen on these older Dynas, you need to replace the turn signal module as well. The LED lights are just not enough current draw to trigger the old school turn signal module. The module itself is located here, kind of behind the coil cover. You take the coil cover off, and then you'll notice there's a metal plate to remove. Probably should disconnect the battery first, but we like to live dangerous around here, so we're just going to go as is. But you get the point there. First step here is going to be to remove the saddlebags. Obviously, I already have the other side off, but this side's off now as well. So, those out of the way, let's get down to the rest of the business here. So we are going to use the hole that the factory turn signals were mounted to way back when. It just has to be enlarged slightly to make room for a rivet nut. What is a rivet nut, you may ask? Well, it's one of these here. For putting threads inside a blind hole, basically. So you're going to drill that out to the right size and install the rivet nut. Of course, using the rivet nut tool. The rivet nut tool is pretty simple. It's like a big pop rivet gun, with the exception it has a mandrel on the end of it. Thread the rivet nut onto the appropriate sized mandrel. There'll be several in the set usually. Once you got it threaded on there all the way, you're going to insert the rivet nut into your pre-drilled, pre-sized hole and drop her right on in there. And now you're going to squeeze like the dickens to compress that rivet nut. And boy, it takes some force, but once you get it done, it's going to be in there permanent-like. Get her squeezed in good. Now you're going to back off the tool, basically unthread it out of the threads, and voila, you have your threaded hole, blind hole. You know, it's threaded. So now you can screw something right on into it, and it's a nice permanent style installation. And now we are ready for the turn signals. As you see, they come with the wires already attached. All that's necessary here is to run the wires through the inside to where the wires for the original turn signals went. We'll hook them up there and push the threaded section of the turn signal into the wire nut, and we're going to tighten her on up. Just kind of screw it on in there, tighten it up. If you end up to a place where it looks like you're not going to have the turn signal facing in the correct direction, then you're going to end up pulling it back out and probably putting a washer on there, something just to shore it up, so that when you get the turn signal installed all the way, pushed through and finally tightened all the way up, the lenses are actually going to face in the correct direction. It's a little tricky, it takes a little bit of thought, but once you get her going, you'll get it all figured out. Now for the license plate bolt lights. It's a pretty simple job. First thing you got to do is remove the license plate, frame, bracket, all that, etc. Clean underneath it pretty good, because you're only going to have this off for a little bit. And then basically reassemble the plate with a frame holder, push the studs through, and then set it on the bracket where it mounts to the bike, and push the wires and bolt nuts through. And once you get those through, you're just going to put the pre-supplied nuts around the wires and over the bolts and tighten them down on the back side. That leads us right down to the point of taking all these wires that we've now ran for the turn signal lights and the license plate bolt lights and getting them all hooked together, spliced up, and then we're going to check them out real quick and make sure that they work. Hopefully, if you've done everything correctly, they will work. And, well, let's see. Oh, yeah, but looks like, yep, we got a little something going on. The end result, of course, is going to be something like this. Check it out. Hope you enjoy the channel. Please like and subscribe, and ride safe, and I'll see you out there in the wind.